that call with Pruitt, you know, and I understand why he hung up on me and stuff. But like at the time, it really bothered me.
You went on YouTube and put your guys' call out on YouTube, just so you know.
No, ma'am, I'm not arguing with you. If you don't have anything further, we appreciate your information. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, because what happened is I emailed TBI, not Hawkins County, because all I did was, I was like, I wonder, because I knew about all the miscommunication I was hearing at Hawkins. Right here. It's what they share, or you see at the automatic reply at the top. Automatic reply. Summer Wells tip, very important. My husband is a witness, and it shows tips to TBI at tbi.tn.gov. It was this evening. It says, thank you for your submittal to tips to tbi.com. So you'll get one of these back, so you know that it did actually send. Fred had just turned in information from the Knoxville stuff about that DJ Smith or whatever, who was claiming to know where Summer was and know who Playboy was. And they had told him that research on this case that Andy Bernard and Don Wells would make many drug runs to Knoxville, Tennessee together. Certain things were going straight to the trash, really.
Yeah, they said that a lot of stuff that was hitting Pruitt's desk was going straight in the trash. So they was over.
I believe that actually, yeah, from my own conversations. Yep.
Instead of it even going to Pruitt, period.
So I had also heard that Pruitt was pretty dead set that he thought it was an animal that took her off or something.
Sneaking off to go play or whatever she may have done, that is a viable option.
The night she went missing, authorities said she walked away from her house. The following day, an Amber Alert was issued.
People are probably tired of hearing this. All possibilities are on the table. We're not completely eliminating the abduction idea, but there's nothing to lead us to believe that we need to focus on that alone.
In the height of the search, those on the ground combed through miles of tough, rugged terrain, leaving many to wonder how there was no trace of little Summer.
She was like 3 foot, 40 pounds. It would be a lot easier for her to get through some of the foliage, and she's lower to the ground, smaller body, a lot more flexible.
Along with the ground search, Pruitt says investigators have poured through data.
We have gone through reams and reams of data. We've collected statements. We've chased down every credible lead that has been given to us, and we are still not much further along than when we started. Surveillance videos, GPS locations, cell phone tracking, cell phone data, electronic data, anything that we could think of to get our hands on.
And so I was like, well, I wonder if TBI even knows about Fred's work with, Hawkins County. Like, did they share it with him? Because I also knew that from Fred that they had mentioned from the beginning that they didn't want TBI involved.
From day one.
After the initial search and as we developed more information as part of the investigation, our team made the decision to elevate the alert to an amber.
I'm desperate to find her. TBI agents continue to work with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI in an effort to determine what happened to Summer. We are utilizing all available resources to include the FBI's Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team.
Alert is, we issue those when we believe a child is in imminent danger of bodily harm or death, and it's the most severe alert.
We don't have the evidence in this case to know for sure whether or not Summer was abducted or whether or not she walked away from her home and became lost. It's really important to us to not focus all of our efforts on just one of those two. We think that the only way we'll be successful in finding Summer is to continue to walk down both of those investigative paths to ensure that we don't become focused on one area alone and miss something that's crucially important.
Well, the bottom line is we don't know where she is at this time. Again, there was the initial search. We acted and the Sheriff's Office acted on the information available at the time. And as we learned more in the first several hours into today, it led us to issue an Amber Alert.
And Fred overheard that himself. So I was like, I just wonder if they had even know about it. So I emailed TBI and I was just like, basically, just so you know, my husband recorded on 15th, 16th, and 17th, just gave the whole rundown of everything, the stuff he helped with, and the recordings, seeing, certain people on the road. Said Fred Hill, my husband, recorded for Hawkins County on June 15th, 16th, and 17th of 2021 on Ben Hill Road. At the time, he was in a very different lifestyle that he has completely put in the past, and he was in the drug scene. That is why law enforcement used him. One thing, and stuff like that.
So that's because TBI and Hawkins, they weren't reporting to each other?
Yeah, so basically, that's what it seems like. Mark brought up the miscommunication, and that's what it seemed like to me, is like they weren't communicating. And so I was like, I wonder if they're, even TBI is aware of Fred's work, because I started getting worried about the stuff that Fred had overheard and just different things over the years. So
I would say this case has not gone cold. A cold case is typically framed up as a case where there are no tips or leads that are coming in, and there are no investigative efforts that are happening because there is no place to travel with the investigation. I would say in this case, thanks to the public, we've continued to have tips and leads that have come in that agents have been able to follow up on continuously. And the agents have worked tirelessly when tips and leads weren't coming in to try to find ways to investigate when typically people would lay down their effort. It has been a great partnership between the community and law enforcement.
That I wrote 6 days later on the 30th. And this is the one that he responded to. Said, to who it may concern, once again, I'll read it. My husband, Fred Hill, told me something important last night that Don Wells told him the night CPS was alerted by Don Wells to come get the boys. I know Don Wells did that because that night Don went to Fred's at 207 Ben Hill Road and asked Fred for help. He was frantically trying to come up with money for his drug dealer, and he seemed concerned that his sons would be taken just like, he was frantically trying to come up with money for the drug dealer, and he seemed concerned that his sons would be taken just like Summer Wells, so that's why he called CPS. Don Wells was asking Fred to come with him to Knoxville to help negotiate a deal with the dealer on his debt. Don didn't mention if the dealer had Summer Wells, but I can only assume that's who Don Wells, and in my opinion, Andy Bernard, handed her off to. Also, Fred Hill wants to remind you guys about the white HHR that sat at Beach Creek, right across the bottom shed of property of Don's for days before Summer Wells went missing, and then suddenly the evening she went missing, it was gone. And also very important is the dark blue truck with tinted windows that followed Andy Bernard out of the hauler on June 15th, 2021. Please call with any questions. I just emailed everything over to TBI, and then that's when that Pruitt called me back like a couple days later from Hawkins. It's like, oh, we just got forwarded your email. And I'm like, oh my God, is this some kind? I was kind of scared. I felt like I was in trouble or something.
What from your TBI tip?
This is December 3rd, 2024. Okay. This is gonna give me anxiety. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Which email did you get?
I got a sent couple.
The one about the dark blue pickup truck with tinted windows.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and so, okay, what do you want to know? I'm so sorry, I'm freaking been dealing with this. I'm extremely, nervous. I've been getting harassed, and, I've been, yeah, I don't know if do you know who I am by chance?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, anyways, Fred's here.
I was like, is he mad at me for this? But it was all stuff they should have already knew was the problem.
Because they already got the footage and stuff.
Yeah, so it didn't...
Hawkins County had it, so that was my concern too. Did they turn the footage and stuff over to the TBI? That was one of my concerns too, by them not wanting TBI involved from day one.
Yeah.
I want to reiterate that the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear, which is why we've been exploring all possibilities. Agents and detectives have followed up on a number of leads, to include residential surveillance video and photos from around the area of Summer's home.
That in is because Well, because Andy Bernard was on that road that day, and nobody was questioning him. And he says he was at work all day.
Both us, TBI, and FBI have questioned him several times concerning that. Yes, he was on the road probably prior to.
I want to reiterate that the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear, which is why we've been exploring all possibilities. Agents and detectives have followed up on a number of leads, to include residential surveillance video and photos from around the area of Summer's home.
And yeah, I got a call back. Like I've sent in a few emails before, but that one's like the only one I got a call back from, and it was actually from Hawkins. So I was surprised to get a call from Pruitt, and I understand his position because I've heard that yes, they're under a gag order, and you said you believe that too, that you've heard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Learning that a gag order has now been issued on a Child Protective Services case involving the sons of Donald Wells and Candace Bly. Wells and Bly are also the parents of missing 5-year-old Summer Wells. News of the order came to light after Wells was arrested today on a violation of probation charge. Our Tri-Cities affiliate was there as he left the courtroom. Now, back in July, Wells had confirmed to WJHL that the couple's older sons were taken by Child Protective Services, but he would not say why.
News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel was in court today where Wells told the judge he has been working on his house and, in his words, things for welfare to get his boys back.
Josh and Sarah, Donald Wells did appear for an arraignment here in Rogersville earlier this morning. He was here over those DUI charges from this past weekend, and while he was being arraigned, he was arrested again for violation of probation. We are working to determine what exactly he violated. However, a gag order has been issued on the Child Protective Services case involving he and Candace Bly's older sons. It was issued by Juvenile Court Judge Daniel Boyd, and it reads, "Parties to this action are hereby prohibited from discussing this matter or the children with the media or any other non-essential person, entity, and/or uninvolved or disinterred parties or person. Any other non-essential person, entity, and/or uninvolved or disinterred parties or person. Or uninvolved or disinterred parties or person."
And he's gonna. Yeah.
But what happened with Pruitt? Did they admit that they weren't passing it along to TBI?
No, but him calling, he asked about that, if we knew who was in that dark blue truck that was following Andy out of the holler that day.
But most important is this dark blue pickup truck with tinted windows that you felt was very important in this tip.
Yeah. So very important. It's the dark blue truck with tinted windows that followed Andy Bernard out of the holler on June 15th, 2021. Please call with any questions. It's like, well, Fred would have told him from day. He would have told him if he knew who it was. So it's just odd that Pruitt was asking that. Now, Pruitt wasn't one of the officers that he worked with.
I've never worked with Pruitt on Summer's case, period.
But see, that just shows the miscommunication. They didn't know this stuff. It was like it was almost like he didn't know. He's asking questions that they should have already known.
Fred remembers us seeing a still shot, you guys showing him a still shot of Andy on the road with that blue truck, following like they were in the same still shot at 3:47 p.m. leaving out. Fred's
let this case sit and go sterile. We continue to focus on ground search efforts. We continue to focus on interviews of those who may have information about vehicles that have traveled through the area or technology that could have been used that may give us an investigative lead. All stones are being turned over. There's not one thing that's being done. We've been extremely creative as we've investigated this case.
On the beginning of the case about, because if they already asked Fred who that dark blue truck was and all that stuff, they showed a lot of people back there, pictures and still shots. And so it was just odd, they were just, I don't know if it was like, I don't know I didn't know how to take that call. Like, was it like, was he really wanting, is that the last piece of the puzzle? Is that why was it some kind of like heads up, like, hey, we really need this, and that's it?
Okay.
Well,
that, and I wouldn't put too much faith in what Fred Hill is saying.
well, I kind of knew that for the rip.
'Cause I mentioned other things, but he was really focused on that dark blue truck. But the thing is, like, if Fred knew who was driving that would have been, he would have told him at first,
Okay. All right. And how did Chad Arnold get up there when he would go up there? Did he drive? Did he walk? Did he?
He drove a Ford truck.
What color was his truck?
Blue.
So he drove a blue Ford truck.
So it wasn't John dark blue one truck he drove with Brian Eaton?
Does Don have a dark blue truck that he drove with Brian Eaton?
Yeah.
Or something?
Summer's dad, Don Wells, agreed to meet with us. We talked to him on the edge of his property, where Summer disappeared.
What do you think happened? What does your heart tell you?
Well, I know in my heart and in my mind she was abducted. Someone snuck up there when we weren't exactly paying attention, and we don't know if they come in the basement and grabbed her, or if she stepped outside the basement, was walking or something.
Video of Don driving a dark blue truck that's his, that he at one point said wasn't running, but he's driving it like hell down to the interview with Brian Eaton in the middle of the field.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to say it's like a Tahoe or a Yukon or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not a truck.
Oh.
It's like an SUV.
Do you think Candace would speak with me?
I don't know. We had to beg her, to please go on Dr. Phil, because she's just so been burned thousands of times by people. So that's why she don't want to talk to nobody, and she didn't want to go on Dr. Phil. That's why she was getting upset. Because of the way the YouTubers and other people have turned on her, they've just ruined her.
Candace had that issue, that Tahoe.
Yeah, but the dark blue truck you saw, though, was not that.
No.
It was, can you describe
It was a small truck. It was dark blue, almost could be mistaken as black, depending on it.
Something else that I'm gonna let you guys in on that no one else knows. The day that this happened, when my wife was coming home, she saw a black 90s model Ford Ranger pull out of Ben Hill Road. And the reason that she paid attention to this is because when the vehicle pulled out, it pulled out in front of her cousin that was coming the opposite direction. So she paid attention to the cousin coming and paid attention, therefore, to the truck pulling out. Now, this was told to law enforcement, and police did come back and say that they found that man, and that man was buying auto parts in this area. But that's a piece of information no one knows. A mid to early 90s black Ford Ranger driven by a man looking for auto parts around the same time that Summer Wells goes missing.
But it was dark tinted windows. It was a single cab. It appeared to be a GMC Canyon, about a 2006 model.
Or 2000, early 2006, 8, or whatever.
2006 to 7 or something. The
So
eight's
you
changed.
got a pretty good look then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there. It's really close to the. I mean,
he wants to also throw Andy and but if you think that Andy and Jody Sue possibly, are they on drugs for you?
Well, see, about 3 o'clock that day, I had a bunch of cars here at that time. I mean, long road, loading them and stuff on trailers stuff, and I was having to park in the road to load them, and I'd have to move and let people by. There's one truck come in, and I can't place what color it is or nothing. I mean, I remember a truck, and it was just odd that way it acted and stuff. And then Andy come in and followed it out, like he would come in to get it to take it wherever, you know. But I can't remember what
So,
kind of truck it is. Like my mind blank on that.
So
but
you-
I remember, I know everything, every vehicle was in here that day.
So you think you?
But see, like Andy was in here, because I had done this 165 and 67 days. I had a couple cars down there after bottom driveway. Well, I was parked in the road that same day because I hauled 67 off that day. And Andy come in about between 3 and 3:30, somewhere around there. And I had to pull out of the road, let him by. But see, that truck, I had to pull out of the road up here when I loaded one, when that truck went in. And then it come back out and it sat up there, about where that light pole is in the road. Instead of coming on down here and just, I pulled over there and stuff, and he just kept sitting. So I backed up and went down here and turned at this steep curve and went on down to 167 to load that other vehicle. And that truck didn't come out for a long time. I didn't thinking about it at the time, you see. But Andy, he come in that little silver car they had. And I pulled out of the road to let him by at about between 3 and 3:30. Because I ended up didn't get that loaded in time to take it out.
You saw Andy at 3 to 3:30 that day? The day Summer went missing.
And then he come in and followed that truck back. That truck followed him back out.
Are you sure you saw
I'm
him?
100%.
He supposedly wasn't getting home till, you said, like 5:30?
I don't see. He's hollering that he's at work and he's on video and stuff. He might have been at certain times, but I know he was in here at that time because he's on camera.
Oh, really?
So, okay, I have a question. When you guys called, so Andy made that call, right, to Pruitt?
Yeah.
And put it on his channel. And so then Pruitt told Andy, I wouldn't put too much faith in what Fred Hill has to say.
Okay. Well,
That, and I wouldn't put too much faith in what Fred Hill is saying.
well, I kind of knew that for the rip, but
Was that to try and cover that Fred's helping, or we're actually saying Pruitt didn't even know Fred was helping TBI at the time of that, right?
Yeah. We don't. I don't know what to think.
I don't know how much that Pruitt knew I was helping him or whatever, but I know I never spoke to Pruitt personally on anything in Summer's case.
That's
Until
he is
personally.
Only time I talked to Pruitt was during that lie detector test on Cotton. Was the only time I've ever talked to Pruitt, period.
Yeah.
They took me up to question me about something again.
They did? Again?
I got the lie detector test and all that.
They gave you a lie detector test?
I think they may have found it though.
You think they may have found her?
Because he wouldn't straight up answer me. When I asked him if she was in the cave.
In the cave? You think, is that where you were thinking she was?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were saying she was off a cliff.
She is underwater.
Underwater? So when did you learn this? Through what?
A person
So you heard this? I mean, who did you speak? It sucks. That phone's. Is there another phone there you can call me on? Or is there just one phone? They're all used?
Yeah.
Hey, who did you talk to? Did you talk to TBI or Hawkins County?
I talked to Hawkins County out there.
You think it was Hawkins County?
Yes.
Who was it that questioned you?
It was Lieutenant, I don't know.
Lieutenant Pruitt or not? I don't know.
I don't know which it was. You know.
So you think that they may have found her, really?
Because they wouldn't answer.
They want.
They would just say that they found the cave.
They found the cave?
Yeah.
So, okay, once again.
When I asked them,
Yeah.
they found the cave.
So when you asked if they found Summer, they wouldn't answer you?
No. They avoided.
They avoided the question?
Yes, so it makes sense that they did.
Um,
And then that's when the lie.
They gave you a lie detector test? Did you pass?
They're wanting to give me the lie detector.
Oh, are you going to take it?
I'm not yet.
But are you going to?
Yes, I know my club.
You said yes? Okay, awesome. So, okay, when did you find, when?
That's what makes me think of him.
That's what makes you think they found her?
Yes. To clear me from it.
Oh, to clear you? Wow. So can you tell me, when did you find out, or have you known this information for a long time and just kept it to yourself?
Well, no, I'm not.
Huh?
I've not known it that long.
You haven't known it that long?
No.
Okay.
This man just got out of jail not.
He just got out of jail?
Yeah, and he took something and had told me a few things.
Before he passed away?
Well, they found him dead in the cave.
So you've known since at least February then, right?
Yeah. But this man that the best thing you do is take you with a grain of salt, you know. Because he's actually
He's what?
he acts crazy.
He acted crazy half the time? And he talked to you specifically about Summer?
Yes.
Are they gonna, so what?
And the only one I talked to was you, and
So,
I wasn't putting nothing out there.
okay. Oh, well, shit. Or that phone call that I had with him where Fred's in the background for a part of it. Well, face to face.
Yeah, face to face.
Yeah. So, I don't
Did
know.
Pruitt say the same thing to you guys, though, about Andy? Because didn't he say, like, he was laughing about Andy, right? So is he, like, playing Andy and Fred against each other?
No, he didn't say that. He just said, no, he didn't say about Andy. He just said, well, we've interviewed him many times about that, about, him being on the road.
Well, like I said, our agency, TBI, and the FBI have interviewed Mr. Bernard.
And and he basically just was like, I was like, well, just so you know, he put your guys' call out because I wanted to reference that and be like, well, you told him that, you kind of told him differently. You know what I mean? And he, he hung up on me. So, well, he went on YouTube and put your guys' call out on YouTube, just so you know.
I'm not arguing with you. If you don't have anything further, we appreciate your information and have a good day. Bye-bye.
I don't know. I think because of the gag order or something, he's afraid to say too much.
Learning that a gag order has now been issued on a Child Protective Services case involving the sons of Donald Wells and Candace Bly. Wells and Bly are also the parents of missing 5-year-old Summer Wells.
And because he probably can't say too much to you now, right? Because you're married to him, right? So that's probably normal. I feel like that's a normal thing, so don't let that worry you.
They called me too. It wasn't me calling him.
Yeah.
So he called me. So I said, I contacted TBI and I said, so we have been trying to get Hawkins County Sheriff's Department to listen for years now, and I'm contacting you all to make sure you know what exactly has been uncovered. I said, please contact us. Well, and there I just doxed my number, but please contact us if you have any questions. We want to help, and I believe Fred has the important puzzle pieces necessary to figure this out. Unsolicited, I didn't ask him to call or anything. It was just, I always send in emails. I never call because I don't want to bug them, you know. One though that I wrote 6 days later on the 30th, and this is the one that he responded to. Please call with any questions.
Follow up from your TBI tip.
This is December 3rd, 2024, okay? This is gonna give me anxiety, okay. All right.
Yeah, which email did you get?
I got a sent couple.
The one about the dark blue pickup truck with tinted windows.
Okay. Yeah. But the reason why I sent that in is because, because Andy Bernard was on that road that day. And
most important is this dark blue pickup truck with tinted windows that you felt was very important in this tip.
Yeah.
And I've only sent like maybe 6 or 7 emails total this whole over years. And 2 of them were around that time. And it was just about Fred's work they did. And that's the ones I got a call, the only one I got a call back on.
I'll say you sent a lot less emails than I have. I was reporting Dawn every day.
Anyone that has information, they can call, of course, the TBI Find number. You see that everywhere. It's 1-800-TBI-FIND. Or they could submit tips via email to tips2TBI@tbi.tn.gov. Individuals can remain anonymous. We take that very seriously. We also encourage the public to download, we have the TBI Find app, and they can download that not only to stay up on active alerts, but also they're able to submit information and provide information about themselves or a loved one should they be in a situation where they go missing. Mm-hmm. So we encourage the public to download that app and to submit any information that they may have about an active and ongoing investigation. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we will receive tips via email or through 1-800-TBI-FIND about an investigation that TBI is not involved in. In those situations, we will pass that on to the appropriate agency so that they can take a look at that case.
We continue to try to find ways to turn over rocks that we didn't even know that were there to turn over. Children are our top priority at TBI. They are the most vulnerable population that we have. They're our most precious things in our world. TBI has always placed an emphasis on missing children. We've done that through multiple programs that are established here. We look for children when most people aren't. And this case is one that we've just not been able to overcome, and it's troubling.
He didn't always say the model type. Like the very first time, the very first, I don't know if you always like said the model type. I think that came out like the second. You guys don't understand. Like me and Fred didn't start talking regularly till summer of 2023. Like he's not gonna just like spill everything.
There's one truck come in, and I can't place what color it is or nothing. I mean, I remember a truck, and it was just odd that way it acted and stuff. And then Andy come in and followed it out.
And it's not gonna come out like that. Details, sometimes like memory doesn't work like that.
Like he would come in to get it to take it wherever, But I can't remember what kind of truck it is. Like my mind blank on that.
So
but I remember, I know everything, every vehicle was in here that day.
So you
First said something about the truck. I just said it was a dark colored truck because I didn't know how much information I could give out at the
Yeah.
I was worried about giving out.
And he lived there too. You guys got to remember, you got to think of where he was at during the conversations. Was he in jail? Was he living on Ben Hill Road? Was he here? You have to think of that because like you have to be a little bit more careful about what you say in certain instances, especially in jail at that time, because they were just giving him like, I don't know, it was odd. What about the footprint? About the footprints, though, about the location of the footprints. What was those correct?
Pretty much. From what I understand, a little bit different from what he said, but not much different.
And you have an idea who you think would be comfortable walking through that?
I'd rather not say.
I was just thinking, do you remember when we first started Summer's case and the first thing we all did was look up how many registered SOs were near her, right? Within at least I think we went 5 to 7 miles radius around.
Yep.
And it was shocking.
Yep.
A bear spotted, and we know there are creeps around there, but we just never thought that one would lay in wait and try to grab her like what has happened. But, especially midday, not midday, but it's daytime, I don't know.
There was a family down the hill from them that were meth addicts. They used to literally smoke meth on their front lawn, but I guess they didn't give a crap because they're in the sticks, nobody ever went around. So I guess they felt they could do whatever they want. I remember one time going down there, they were having sex on the lawn, literally butt naked. And we're not talking like pants down, no, fully butt naked, no shoes, no clothes around, and they're just having sex on the front lawn, high as hell.
Wow.
And I'm looking at that like, what the hell is going on here?
We tried, to teach her not, that there's wild animals and other things. We just, I don't want to, sorry.
It's okay.
We call them meth heads, meth monsters, whatever, because we knew that was it, but I probably shouldn't say that because people will tear that apart. And, there's been, sorry. But yeah, bears, and I've snuck up behind her. She'd be behind the vehicle, just sitting there playing or whatever, but I'd sneak up and I'd scare the daylights out of her, trying to teach her, that, and yeah.
Was Fred aware of any of that?
Were you aware?
Because Fred doesn't have kids, right?
No, I wasn't aware of it, really.
He's eating. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
No, but
let the man eat.
They've always had a lot of sex offenders and stuff because my phone alerts me and stuff on it. And every little bit, it's alerting that sex offenders down there.
Yeah, were you aware of the sex offenders around the area before Summer went missing? That is a good question.
Like how many?
Well, I know of a couple that was in the area and stuff, but I didn't know that there was that many of them in the area.
They've always had a lot of sex offenders and stuff, because my phone alerts me and stuff on it. And every little bit, it's alerting that sex offenders down there.
Like, who did you know that was or who did you know of that was a sex offender? I guess Frank Light was a known one.
Yeah, Frank Light. I'm trying to think of.
Because you didn't know who Tony Hammonds was, I don't think.
I didn't know Tim Hammonds.
Also tonight, a Kingsport man faces charges after what investigators are calling an attempted abduction last week.
The police charged 58-year-old Tony Hammonds with attempted especially aggravated kidnapping, as well as aggravated burglary and also simple assault.
Investigators say a 12-year-old boy was mowing a lawn on Skyland Drive when a maroon car pulled into the driveway. The boy said Hammonds got out of the car and yelled at him and tried to grab him.
News Channel 11's Bianca Murray spoke with investigators and neighbors today.
She joins us live from our Kingsport newsroom tonight. Bianca, what have you learned?
Well, Josh and Sarah, police tell me that this is an isolated incident, but if there's anything that cases like this teach us, it's to always watch our kids. Police say that Hammonds is charged so severely due to the age of the boy, who he is accused of attempting to abduct. Now, police say somebody else was in the maroon vehicle with Hammonds when he pulled onto Skyland Drive, but they say that that person is not considered a suspect, as evidence indicates that that person did not know Hammond's intentions. One neighbor I spoke to said she saw this incident and is now worried for the safety of her own children.
Absolutely, like my kids love playing in the front yard, and after that happened, I'm just thinking, you all need to stay out of sight. If you need to play outside, we're going to be in the backyard. And after that day, I'm just thinking of every way possible to keep them safe. Just hard, because sometimes we're outside and we walk in just for the slightest minute to get something, and not knowing that, you know, within a blink of an eye, something can happen to your children.
Police tell me that this appears to be an isolated incident, and for the Kingsport community to see a situation like this where a complete stranger attempts to abduct a child is almost unheard of and very rarely happens in Kingsport. They also advise that parents teach their kids not to talk to strangers, and when a stranger tries to talk to them, that they run to a parent or trusted adult like the boy in question did in this case. Now, police tell me no motive has been identified as of yet as to why the suspect would have wanted to kidnap the 12-year-old boy. But tonight, Hammonds remains in jail. Reporting live in Kingsport, Bianca Murray, News Channel 11.
But Mary Sexton's only her husband.
And wasn't she related to the Goads?
No, she's related to the Sharpies.
Oh.
Sharpie's mom.
But all it's going to do is it's going to create more problems up here.
He just shot something up here.
Oh, and he ain't afraid to shoot people.
Yeah.
We've had shootings up in here. That's why I'm armed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who's down here.
Yeah.
If he comes up and starts shooting, I will shoot back.
There's a lot of
people leave right up here and start shooting, I'll start shooting back.
Yeah.
So these two don't get along.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah.
Surprised he hasn't blamed them yet.
Well, he has.
Oh, he has.
He's blamed everybody.
Is that Andy up there?
Who?
Andy, or is
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Is the woman?
Oh, she's gone. He run her off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, these guys here, have you ever, like...
The lady that used to live up here, all she'd do was harass everybody. She come to the property up here, harassed us. I ended up drawing my gun on her.
Yeah.
To leave. I wasn't putting up with it.
Yeah, exactly. So...
But now, he has blamed Fred.
Yes.
And Fred, but...
Sullivan County Sheriff Blounteville man facing 4 child pornography charges after investigation by Ben Gilliam, posted May 20th, 2021 at 3:04 p.m., updated May 20th, 2021 at 3:04 p.m. Blounteville, Tennessee. A Blounteville man is facing child pornography charges after the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office conducted a digital investigation. According to a press release from the SCSO, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children alerted the department to a potential source of child pornography. The release states during the investigation and IP tracking led detectives to a Blounteville home. Investigations were also reportedly informed of potential usernames of accounts used by the suspect, both of which had matching birth dates. Following the investigation, SCSO reports a search warrant was obtained and executed for the home on Muddy Creek Road. The release states investigators found and questioned Donald Sherfy Jr., 28. According to SCSO, Sherfy admitted to possessing and distributing the pornography. Sherfy was arrested and charged with 4 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor and remains in custody awaiting arraignment. Blounteville man sentenced on child porn charges. Posted August 24th, 2022 at 12:13 p.m. Updated August 24th, 2022 at 12:13 p.m. Sullivan County, Tennessee, WJHL, after pleading guilty to 5 different sexual charges, a Blounteville man is now facing 6 years in prison without the possibility of parole. According to officials with the Sullivan County District Attorney's Office, Donald Sherfy Jr. pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor and sexual exploitation of a minor over 50 images, both of which are Class C felonies that carry a state minimum of 3 years in prison per the Tennessee Criminal Sentencing Reform Act of 1989. On August 18th, Sherfy Jr. appeared in Sullivan County Criminal Court, where he received a sentence of 6 years in prison at 100% service, meaning that he would be ineligible for parole at any point. As part of his plea agreement, county prosecutors said 9 charges of sexual exploitation of a minor over 100 images, a Class B felony, were dropped. While Sherfy Jr.'s full list of charges could have resulted in a much longer sentence, county prosecutors said his significantly lower actual sentence stemmed from his plea agreement. Sherfy Jr. will serve his 5 sentences concurrently, meaning that each day spent in prison will count toward all of them at once. Sherfy Jr.'s charges stemmed from a digital investigation by the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office after a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. When investigators traced an IP to Sherfy Jr.'s home, he had allegedly admitted to possessing and distributing child pornography.
Sherfy's mom is what?
Her husband was an RSO as well.
So Mary Sexton's husband was an RSO?
Yeah. And then a guy named Cecil, he lived on Simpson Loop on the other end. I don't know his last name. He was an RSO.
And that was just like what you guys knew from people talking.
Yeah.
Did you ever know Don to hang around any of these people?
I've not actually seen him.
They've always had a lot of sex offenders and stuff, because my phone alerts me and stuff on it. And every little bit it's alerting that sex offenders down there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But know of him to hang around them?
Or, yeah, did
or
you ever
rumors?
hear rumors about him hanging out with?
No.
They've always had a lot of sex offenders and stuff, because my phone alerts me and stuff on it, and every little bit it's alerting that sex offenders got money.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty sweet pea.
I guess if you're not part of that lifestyle, it's probably a good thing. You hear of like, you know, like I think of my area. You know, I looked up, of course, the the sex offenders in the area. So, and I recognize a couple of them.
So, Dawn, we're gonna get into then about you talking about the environment of where your house is, all the drug dealers living around there and everything, and just answer that and talk about it however you want to.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, there is a lot of drug issues of people, that are searching for meth or pills or whatever. But like the other morning, I posted some pictures, of that red truck. That started at 3 a.m, and they's out there raising Cain, at 3 a.m. But so we don't know, and we've had stuff come up missing, and people are in and out of there all the time. And I didn't really realize how rough it was there, till something disappeared. Yeah, there's a lot of people that come around, constantly, day and night, all hours of the night, looking for pills or whatever, meth, I don't know, but yeah, we see that a lot. Like the picture I posted of the little red truck, he got stuck there at 3 a.m, and they're yelling and screaming since 3 that morning. So when I went to work that morning, that's the first thing I was dealing with. And then until the police showed up, but yeah, that's pretty common in that area. A lot of rough characters around here, for sure.
I think people talk and stuff.
From what I knew, LE, when Summer's case first started, when she first went missing, I think they said they was 13 within a 2-mile radius.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because I was thinking 12 for the period.
Not
bad. Because I think there's 22 within 7 miles.
Dang, I thought it was like way higher because it seems like
it was 13 that they had talked to.
Oh.
When